say it's power in the tongue. If that's true, I wanna take this time to speak life into you. I'ma help you overcome what you going through. You're not in this alone, I was sent to put you on. You wanna see how good life is? All you really need is some guidance. The ones close to you may not like it. That's cool, cause pretty soon, them fools gon' see that you were a diamond. First of all, I wanna give praises to the Most High for giving me the strength to make changes in my life. Cause without me going through what I went through, how could I even have the wisdom to give you or lead by an example? So let me be your coach. You gon' need some advice when you get thrown against the ropes. I'ma keep you on your toes. I don't know if you know, but there are unseen forces battling over your soul. Who wins? Well, that depends on the choices that you make. My advice to you is choose life each and every day. That's easy for me to say when it's definitely not the case. It's tough when you got so much temptation thrown in your face. Okay, let's say if you fall by giving in, would you beat yourself up about it or get up and try again? Don't allow sin to be a burden. Accept it, learn from it, move on and keep working. They say it's power in the tongue. If that's true, I wanna take this time to speak life into you. I'ma help you overcome what you going through. You're not in this alone, I was sent to put you on. You wanna see how good life is? All you really need is some guidance. The ones close to you may not like it. That's cool, cause pretty soon, them fools gon' see that you were a diamond. I'm a SC, I do things a little different. I be at peace, cause I stay in the spirit. I'm a blessing to all those who dwell with me. I'm not flexing when I say my life's litty. Love is what my foundation is built on. Everybody I connect with, the vibe be so strong. I'm vegan, so I got love for the animal suit. Then my sisters and brothers, I do not look at them as food, because I'm pro-life. I serve the God of the living, they be the most high. And anybody who don't like me, they'll be alright. They can keep that negativity on that side. Not too much love in my heart. Grab a hold of my hand, let me pull you out the dark. I'm a light and as a light, I'm just here to do my job. Know this journey is a fight, be prepared to go to war. They say it's power in the tongue. If that's true, I wanna take this time to speak life into you. I'ma help you overcome what you going through. You're not in this alone, I was sent to put you on. Wanna see how good life is? All you really need is some guidance. The ones close to you may not like it. That's cool, cause pretty soon, them fools gon' see that you were a diamond.
Learn to cloud surf while never leaving Earth. 10 toes firmly planted in the dirt for what it's worth. See my life flash before my eyes a couple times, so I'd be lying if I said I don't believe in the divine. For reasons we can't find, the truth will probably blow our minds. This energy in the universe send chills down your spine. Had a talk with a goddess about human design. Pull my coat to how I need to get my chakras aligned. Gotta break some bad habits, it's addition by subtraction. Move away from bad actors trying to leech off your action. It's the laws of attraction, gotta see it before it happens. Gotta believe it with a passion, then receive this beautiful madness. Find a pattern in the chaos, their assessment was way off. You build it from the ground up, you own it, so ain't no layoffs. Your energy is equity, cashing on your day off. Hope to reach a couple souls, it's all a part of the payoff.
Peace and blessings, star seeds. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. I'll be coming up soon. Come on. Do. Hey, peace and blessings, star seeds. It is the goddess Rael, and thank you for tuning into Pronoia Starseed Podcast. Like they say, you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. So thank you for tuning in. Tonight is special as usual. It's usually special, you know. When you're here, it's a special event. However, it's extra special because Sunshine Monet L is in the building, our astrological counselor. And so I wanted to, hold off playing her music until she got ready to come on because, y'all be having to come into the building. The intro is just for y'all to warm up, but I got to get y'all into the mood with some Sunshine Monet L. So before I bring my sister to the stage, I would love Peace Pieces to play her music. So I'm going to play like 2 tracks for Sunshine Monet L before I bring her in. If you have never met her, well, I'm going to allow her to introduce herself, okay? Again, welcome to Paranoia Starseed Podcast. I am the goddess Rael. Paranoia stands for the universe is always conspiring in your favor, just in case you didn't know. Some people don't know. They think it's paranoia. This is not paranoia, okay? This is pronoia. And we know that the universe is within us. And, of course, why would we work against ourselves? So, without further ado, I'm going to let you enjoy 2 hot tracks from Sunshine Monet L before I bring her to the stage. Sit back, relax, get you something to drink, something to smell, whatever you do. I'm not judging. Who am I to judge? Okay. Make sure you talk in the comments. We interact over here. Peace to my sister, to my video girl. Peace, agape, God. Queens. Thank you. Peace and blessings. Everyone's happening tonight. Make sure you like, love, share this post so others can tap in and get some astrological forecasts and some information. And also so that we can continue to grow. Because guess what? We're only one. And I get excited young. When I went from 10 to 15 to 20 to 30, I celebrated each subscriber, and I'm going to celebrate that we are 1 away from 300 here on YouTube. So go ahead and share this post so we can continue to grow. Now, without further ado, I'm going to play a little Sunshine. I'm going to remove myself first, okay? And then we're going to play a little Sunshine. I love y'all.
Liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. I'm in Rasha, like the dreams, coronas aligned in the star seeds. I am grounded in my own authority. Oda Mila be the wisdom moja for my Dorothy. Following the gold road, intentions make my soul glow. Eshwa rule makes my heart chakra throat flow. I got my flippy floppy sailing with the boat hose. Prestige worldwide and all of these hoes know I am my strong man and I am my magician. I move so beneficent, universal loves the mission. In abundance I am efficient with my intentions. Affirmations manifest my visions with extensions. Essential to these isms as delicious to the living. Virgo sunshine bring life, maintain your existence. What's next for a queen of pentacles who's here to inner cynical. Voice with affirmations so lyrical, designed to uplift the spiritual. She keeps basking in her miracles. Sun card to her mercurial sidereal. Death card for breaking fast, so serial. Alignments be materializing ever so ethereal. Wands brings the actions to my passion. My feng shui is high fashion, main attraction. Helios abundance where you lacking. Circulation flowing where you seem so stagnant. Strength cards to your reaches. Transformations when the doubt seems to creep in. May my light keep increasing. Let it shine for who needs this. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. I'm in Rasha, like the dreams, coronas aligned in the star seeds. I am present, I am patient, I feel so secure. I feel confident in saying I have my wants and more. I move in gratitude, discernment what I'd rather do. My inner child took the wheel and it's feeling radical. My Helios is so infectious. From my 3rd eye to solar plexus, may my motives be my lesson. And with my heart I do accept them. I'm balancing these chakras. With my medulla oblongata, I'm finger flipping, mudras, drinking water, and minding my empire. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetle G. Say my name in 3s, 1 liberation, call on me. Solar flares, fulfill fulfill your needs. Juice invoking Beetlejuice. Say my name in threes, want liberation, call on me. I'm in Rosh, I like the dreams, coronas aligned in the star seeds. Leo, Virgo, Venus, bloodline. I'm Virgo, sunshine. I'm here for a fun time. Venus is aligned and she adding to the drum line. I came through like a cannon, Vedic Leo like a wrecking ball. I can buy my own flowers to the one who owns my heart. Acts of service and inclusion makes you worth it. Ain't gotta be perfect, but confusion makes me lose circuit. I live in passion, romantic gestures and creative action. I pay attention to detail and reciprocate my attraction. I got goals and I hope that yours are adjacent. I love to take you places, shaking hands in same places. Be my partner for the ages, I hope you stay a while. I'm known for overthinking, but assurance calms me down. I like affection, you and I moving in one direction. Love and correction, cause you care about how I'm stepping. You pay attention and you adding into my ambiance. Assisting with my confidence, my other half, my confidant. Someone I be learning from, exercise a discipline. Hey universe, bring me a God who can go within. Secure with me showing skin, I prefer chiffon and satin. Help me run the jewels, wrapping copper on L dragons. What he says he makes it happen, manifesting with his chakras. I serve and support together, who gon' stop us? We magic, I know I get wrapped up in intellect, it's a habit. Materialize and move to the next, I need balance. Bring me a God that's intimate, emotion set on sentiment. With patience, I know he's heaven sent. I like communication, boundaries and expectations. Check-ins on occasion, growing on the same pages, controlling our simulation with infinite vibrations. Be my friend, be my friend. Bust down jokes with my folks. If you blend, then we win. We safe spaces, gate makers, celestial note takers. Be on my level, knowledge of the flyers, the naysayers. Virgo thoughts on my heart make me analyze. Leo experiences take them thoughts and then they amplify. The wands and pentacles bring big energy. He gotta have a big throne if he gon' sit with me. Gift exchanges, holding hands, and we create an art. A universe, align me a God that's gon' mirror my heart. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Virgo, soil like a lamp to a gem. Be my shim. Be my friend, be my friend. I'm loyal, Leo, spoiled, but I give it back times 10, and that's my hymn. Be my friend, be my friend. If you want me, then say it, so I apprehend and expend. Be my friend, be my friend. The universe brought you here, let the rom-com begin. Hey, be my friend.
Hey, I know y'all was over there dancing. It's okay. It's okay. The music, the listen, I only listen to stuff to lift my spirits. And I'm telling you that I listen to Sunshine music. I did not know Sunshine was actually an artist. And once I figured that out, man, I was like, she's sitting on gems. But without further ado, I won't bore you with my stories of Sunshine on L. I'll just let her talk for herself. Sunshine. Oh, come on. Sunshine.
Hey, peace, y'all.
Hey, peace and blessings. How are you?
All is well. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Damiana? That was the comment.
Oh, okay. I see people's comments now. I'm like, I can't see nothing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to highlight them, make sure I pull them up for you. I like this Oshun energy going on with your yellow today. How you feeling, sis?
I forget the artist's name, but shouts to him.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Hold on a second. They all rolled up. The Wolf's Den. Shouts to the Wolf's Den. You know what I'm saying? Bought
The
these
Wolf
clothes
Den?
having an event. Yeah. But I'm chilling.
Yeah, I like it. You chilling? Okay. Well, so I'm going to ask a couple of questions, and I'm going to ask y'all out there, I see you. Peace and blessings, everybody in the building. If you got any astrological questions tonight, do not be afraid to ask Sunshine Monet L. If you ever had an astrological question, I think this is exactly who you want to ask. So if you could think of anything about your chart or maybe any questions you may have, because you came here tonight knowing it was an astrology show. So get your questions ready. She's here for you. And also, y'all, this is Tarot Tuesday. So I asked Sunshine to do a tarot reading. She's going to do a collective reading tonight. So make sure that you are tapped in for that as well. I'm going to let Sunshine run the show again tonight, but I'm going to ask a few questions. And if you put some questions here, we can show them on the screen and Sunshine can answer them for you. So what is like just currently the energy that we are dealing with? What moon are we under? And what is the energy for today?
So for today, it's like the last day of being and wanting. So we're in our last hours, y'all. We're in
Don't say that shit.
Well, we in our last, hours before the new moon comes. So, it's that last little bit of cleaning, that desire to want to like check the corners, double check something, really wrap certain things up. Um, I know anxiety is a thing right now, especially for my air babies because we are in air energy. I know we are in Cancer zodiac, but we're still in the Gemini constellation. So while our mindset is on, because mindset is associated with tropical, how we think things are. So while our mindset is on nurturing and home and family and our emotional stuff and being tapped in our intuition and the matriarchal energy in our space, our events happening in our space, the Vedic chart, which rules over the event, our body, is in Gemini. So it's all about like, intellect, a lot of opportunities coming your way, and just having this, I say be stable and focused and flexible. That's what I say. 3 F's to remember. Be focused and flexible, never fickle. Once you start finding yourself in the space of being fickle and going back and forth and indecisiveness and stuff like that, you know, you're kind of messing it up for yourself. Um, and we know this from a plenty of different ways. I have a few Gemini friends, and I've been telling them all the time, like, okay, I know you can do everything, and I love that for you, but like, what are we going to do right now in this moment? What are we going to do first? Like, let's do one thing at a time. That doesn't mean that everything is not going to get done, but let's just do one thing at a time. Like, just relax for a second. So it's like a combination between that. It's also like a combo between how I feel, and it's crazy because how I feel is in your thoughts because it's in tropical, but then it's like my intellect is in my action. So it's kind of like a blend between that too. I've been talking about that heavy in the daily mathematics of, your intellect, your mindset is what's creating your reality that you live in over there with you and yourself. Yeah, there's powers that be that want to infiltrate your bubble and all that fun stuff, and you can choose to allow it to infiltrate your bubble, or you can choose not to. It's really your world. It really is your world. And you know, while we're thinking our reality, it's our emotions that's helping us navigate through that reality our thoughts are making. Um, a really dope example, not a dope one, but an example that I give is like, okay, we think about stuff that makes us happy, and then you'll feel that feeling of happiness happen like all in your body again, like you're reliving it because you are, because
You
it's your
are.
thoughts that you're creating the reality and your body is reacting it, whether it's really happening. I wouldn't even say really happening because it is happening. It's happening again because you're playing it in your mind,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And your body is telling you like, okay, you're playing it in your mind, this is happening. And this is why like stress and all that stuff is bad, because like keep thinking about that stuff, your body is also in that same motion. You feel it in your body, your shoulders get heavy, your stomach hurts, your chest hurts, you got a lump in your throat, now we're crying, now we're upset, or even like,
Because
just a
you're
joke.
reliving it. Like,
Exactly, like a jokeful way is like,
seriously.
okay, I had a dream and then I woke up with an attitude, or I woke up happy, or I woke up whatever, kind of carrying out that dream into the reality. So those are different examples, but that's also in a nutshell what kind of energy we've been dealing with lately as well. Is learning how to utilize your emotions to navigate through your intellect. Let your feelings, guide the way. And I know we've been, I guess, conditioned because, like I said, there's certain energies that just want to infiltrate your bubble. Um, and they want to teach you how to stay out of your feelings. Don't think about your feelings. If you're too far into your feelings, there's a mental disability here and all that stuff like that. And the fact that people are trying to convince people that they all have mental ailments and diseases, so they're not trusting their mindset to allow their emotions to navigate through it. Like, it's just a lot going on.
Mhm.
But in that space, the more you allow your emotions to navigate your reality, the more you'll realize those kind of things that people will do, or entities or beings, or just stuff that you allow into your space because of how your mind is wired. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I be trying to tell a lot of people these last couple of weeks, like, a lot of stuff you talking about is stuff you made up in your head. Like, none of that stuff's really happening. Nobody's out to get you. Nobody's chasing after you. There's nobody with their foot on your neck. Like, you're really making that a reality, and you're telling your body that's your reality, and you're allowing your emotions to navigate through that reality. So don't be surprised when you start attracting stuff that proves you right. Just like I track stuff that'll prove you wrong, and we'll both be correct at the same time.
That's really, that's a way to. I didn't even think about the fact that that's the energy that we all in. Because baby, I feel that energy actually, and that feeling, like you said, it's really about what you create in your own mind is going to be your reality. Because your past and your past, your memories, they do get relived throughout your body. So when you re-experience things, that's why it's real good to let go of things. Don't hold on to trauma. Trauma gets caught in the body, as they say, and then we relive it over and over again. And that's how you get stuck in those karmic cycles too. Peace and blessings. So in these coming days, I know the energy will be shifting. And now we know it's really hot outside. So we're moving into July now. What can we look for in this Cancer season and moving forward? I know you got, because Sunshine doesn't just do one type of astrology. So she's going to break it down for us in different ways. But as we move through, because it's been a lot going on, like astrologically, but also like in the 3D world, there's been a lot. And I know that the 3D is only truly a reflection of what's going on, in the higher dimension. So what can we look forward to? Do you got any type of astrological predictions for us moving forward?
Um, as far as the astrological predictions go, we do have some planetary transits happening. Like next week on the 27th,
Mhm.
we'll have Mercury entering the Leo zodiac. So we'll be lined up. Uh, no, we'll still be. We just entered the we just entered the Cancer constellation recently. But like tropical and draconic, we have
Mhm.
Mercury and Leo. So, um, Mercury ruled beings, Gemini, Virgo placement, like confidence and courageousness is heavy there. You'll find a lot of mercurial rule people, whether it doesn't matter what area. I don't really get too much into like the big three or whatever. It's wherever it rules in their chart. If you're dealing with the sun, it's going to be people on stage, their experiences, because Leo deals with thespianism, right? The dramatics, art, creativity, beauty, confidence and courageousness, attention seeking, romanticism, and all that. So
Mhm.
the mercurial placements will experience those kind of experiences. If it's the sun, it's the experience. If it's the moon, it's in your nurturing space and where you feel comfortable at. Y'all gonna get that Leo energy. Um, oh, thank you, Kyrie. Uh, if it's in Venus, it's in their space of business. They're going, a lot of people whose businesses are in alignment with that Leo type of energy. You know, um, you'll see it start to come to the forefront. A lot of return coming in there. I see a lot of different readers reading like mercurial placed individuals with that mindset, like, okay, new house, new car, new keys, new this, new that. Not so much from an Aries standpoint, which literally deals with new beginnings, but more so a Leo, like you've been working on this. This isn't a new thing. This is something that's finally coming into your, reality on your stage. The sun is finally shining on this part, wherever Virgo or Gemini energy is in your chart. We also have Venus, and in its Gemini placement, still giving us, that mercurial energy. So, like when it comes to Venus being in Gemini placement, that's heavy on like a lot of different business opportunities, which makes sense because we're coming into festival season, the summertime, and all that. And entrepreneurs know spring, summertime. Even, early fall is a great time for businesses and networking and interaction to prepare for the wintertime when everything is still. And so, like, this is a great time to, like I said, be focused, be flexible, but don't be fickle. And that's the test with Venus, whether it's your realm of love, some of y'all having lover options and stuff like that. Be mindful.
Be
Business,
mindful.
be mindful when you're being fickle, because you're affecting other people's realities, and it's fun, but it's a responsibility in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so you see a lot of that happening. Intellectuals, they're people that move in the realms of communication, like radio hosts, people that do the podcast and everything like that. Those businesses will be on the forefront. You'll see more like maybe like podcasters, streamers, talkers, writers, um more people with like teachers, scholars, researchers, explorers, adventurers, people in those realms of things. The spotlight will be on them with Venus and Gemini, and they'll be the ones that people are coming to more often with different things. Whether you need to be educated on having a business, or whatever kind of trade you want to do, or whatever. Community is also a big thing here too. Finding those communities, some light traveling in your tri-city area, all that fun stuff. So those are like, those are personal planets. Those are the planets we usually feel like the mostest. Whenever we feel like a big outer planet shift, it's always a big tilt too. You guys know we are entering our retrograde energy. Pallas enters Capricorn constellation. Pallas is the genius-like qualities that we overlook. A lot of y'all got to get into some of y'all wounds, dig into y'all wounds that made y'all overlook those genius-like qualities in yourself to begin with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have a habit of, because everybody has a Capricorn, everybody has a third Sephiroth, everybody has a Bina, a sense of understanding, everybody has a Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
And with that Saturn comes limitations and restrictions and challenges and discipline and order. And it helps us with our basic sense of survival. Like on a human level, we are more likely to remember trauma and pain than we are joy. And I know we complain about that from, a let's be positive mindset and all that stuff like that. And that's cool. But innately speaking, touching fire and remembering it's hot, I'm going to remember that before I touch it and remember it was a enjoyable experience. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just like a natural, like, survival instinct or whatever. And that's why, like, Saturn can go off the handles and be just as hot as fire when it's giving us the challenges, but it's giving us what we need to live in the realms that we're living in. And that's why whenever we heal something or we want to change something about ourselves or whatever, we always have to go back to Saturn and unroot whatever challenges happened there that gave us the discipline, the order, the restrictions, or whatever. And a lot of that comes with, and I love that. In the same breath, it would be cool if we like changed how we looked at doing that, as like Saturn and the challenges is something to be angry about or ashamed of, or hurt, it's wounds, it's trauma, da da da. And more so change it like, I want to reprogram myself. It's time to reprogram myself. It's time to reprogram my body. So I'm going to get to the root of this particular algorithm so I can move a little different, so I can create a different reality around myself, so I can attract different kind of people and stuff like that, and keep moving like that. And that's something to I'm telling you, confrontations, dealing with addicts in a recovery house, right? So like, you navigating through that, like, that's your mental reality. Your mindset is creating, your mindset was like, okay, I gotta go to recovery. This is what I want to do. This is the reality I need to create my space. And so now your emotions are navigating you through that space. How do I feel about this person? How do I feel about that exercise? How do I feel about this? How do I feel about my progress? How do I feel about myself? And even in those spaces, you will find yourself getting down to your Saturn, getting down to your Capricorn energy and saying, hey, where did this all start? Where did it begin? What is the root of this? Where is my understanding at? What have I been standing under to keep making this my reality? And you're going to reprogram that. And you're going to bring that up through your other Sephiroths and chakras and keep moving from there. And so we have Pallas there. And, a lot of you guys like to overlook your qualities or feel insecure about them or whatever, whatever. And it's time to get to the root of that so we can move forward. Pallas also recently went prograde. So it's moving back to its regular speed. Vesta also went prograde. So, a lot of you guys have been having brain fog and I lost my passion and I don't know what to do and I'm putting it on the shelf and I don't think I want to do this anymore. That was just, I won't say just, but a part of that was Vesta being in retrograde. It was
Mm.
slowing down the things that you are passionate about. Pay attention to the details of it. We got a lot of Cancer energy going on around us. The sun has been in the fourth house all year, despite what constellation or zodiac or draconic energy has been in. It's always been in the fourth house. So our main focus has been home, family, and sense of belonging in this year of 9 that's ruled by Cancer energy in the Sephiroth. So it's all about self-nurturing, going inward. Everything we're doing with a sense of nurturing and guidance. And it's like the confident yet wounded healer, if you will. I don't like the word wound when we're talking about roots and understanding, but I know that is a word that people coincide a lot. So for the sake of conversation, um, eventually we'll have, well, no, I don't know why I wrote that.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
You talked about Saturn and like us dealing with the challenges and like actually looking at it in a way that we are like taking initiative to heal ourselves. Another planet, or what is, can you explain to me what Chiron is and why, like what's its impact on our chart? Because I see it all the time and I don't know much about it.
So Chiron is an asteroid and it rules over your wounds and how you transmute them into strengths, how you look at them, how you treat them, how you're holding them, how you're interacting with them, and how you are wearing the scars of their existence. Are you utilizing them as armor? Are you utilizing them as a sword? Are you just comfortable with them? Do you ignore them? All that fun stuff. Hey, Adonis. And so, Chiron recently entered, I want to say Taurus zodiac, but it's still in Aries constellation. And so now it's a lot of healing for what we value and what we prioritize, our sense of possessions and the material and emotional realm and the balance between that. And that's really exciting because we've been, so let's sidebar, we have an asteroid called Setna. Peace, y'all. We have an asteroid called Setna, which rules over like our spiritual direction, right? And it takes Setna like a really long time to transit. I don't know the amount of years over the top of my head, and I don't have my notes on me, so please forgive me. However, Setna was in Taurus energy from like the 60s, right? And when Sedna was in Taurus energy, we cared about what kind of house you had, what kind of car you got, what kind of accolades, what kind of degrees do you have, what kind of job do you have, how many kids you have. Everything was always outside of stuff. Materials, materials, materials. And the more materials you got, the better you feel. That was the balance, right? When Sedna was there. Then we have, the transition. We're moving out. We've moved out of that energy. No more valuing materials and things outside of self. Now everybody wants to go within themselves. Now instead of looking at what somebody has, now we're looking like, who are you? And and it's calling on a lot of people to say like who they are, which is a very difficult question to answer. For real. Answer that question without talking about any titles that you have, anything that you own, or anything that you do. Who are you? You know? And with Chiron moving in Taurus, it's like healing those wounds that we have created or generated because of that materialistic mindset. Because while we had the haves, we had a lot of have-nots. And regardless of what level you feel like you're on, because a lot of people like to argue and I call it like struggle competition. Like, you think you got it bad? I got it bad. Like, somebody's, upset because they have holes in their shoes. And then somebody walks up and be like, you don't have it bad. I only got one foot. And it's like, bro, why is this a competition? I don't want holes in my shoes. The fuck? Like, why'd you even come over here? So I'm supposed to feel bad for what I have going on? So like things like that. we have to heal conversations like that. It was never a competition of who had more and who had less. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn how to forgive each other for those things, the caste system and stuff like that. And we see that. Like, we might not entirely agree or understand the transformation that's happening in our space, but it is spiritual and it is something that we manifested. We don't totally get to choose how things happen, but we did choose certain things happening. You know, we wanted the eradication of certain materials, and you know, we have Chiron creating that healing space in there to show us like, this is how you've been wearing this materialistic wound. Do you like it? Now allow your emotions to navigate through this reality.
Does anyone know where your Chiron is in your chart? And how does that? So, say I don't know where mine is. I have to go and look and pull it up. But like, what is the influence of like certain signs having? Like, is there one that's like you don't want to have Saturn and Chiron? Like,
You don't want Chiron in Cancer. I hate it here.
okay.
So like, I'll just talk about my personal. I don't know what is the worst one. You know, if Chiron was nowhere, I think that would be like the best thing. But everybody has something that they're here to mend, not just for themselves and their reality, but for their bloodline. Like, we're carrying the energy of many lives before us and many lives to come. You know, and time is not linear. So everything you do in this moment now is it matters. It's being transpired in some type of way, shape, or form. So like, you know, just, you know, being transparent with you guys, my Chiron is in Cancer. You know, around Cancer season, my sense of belonging has always been up in the air. You know, even like with family, friends, I'm the only person with my mom and dad. I don't have a sibling that shares both my mom and dad. Like, you know, I don't really stick around in friend circles too long. After a while, I kind of slowly like drift off, or something will happen and it'll be like, yeah, I should have just drifted off when I said I would. Like, you know, and that's a Chiron and a Cancer. To have a Chiron and Sagittarius in the second house, you know, that's heavy on like expansion and abundance towards like materials, possessions, that balance between love and material things, what you value, what you prioritize, creating things in that space. So to like be a traveler and interact in foreign, you know, and foreign like cultures and people and stuff like that, and you know, create with them, or you know, get into business with them, things like that. Like, that would be the wound that you're here to mend. You know what I'm saying? On a, you know, spiritual and a physical level, like whatever alliances that you make would be like really dope ones, really important ones. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much the story you tell with your Chiron, and just like any transit planet, how I was kind of explaining it before, like right now there's a lot of planets in Cancer, so there's a lot of different ways that Cancer energy is coming out in me, whether it's in the sun experiences, the moon with the nurturing and emotional thing, you know, Mercury passing through, Mars was there for a minute. Oh my goodness, I could not wait for Mars to get out. My house caught on fire. Like, it was a whole thing. And
Oh
I had the
no.
coldest
Yeah.
winter
During that
ever.
time.
But that was all Mars and Chiron, all Mars and Cancer, you know, igniting my Chiron in Cancer. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, different things like that. That's how you can make those alignments there.
So Chiron is an asteroid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some say it's like a dwarf planet. Some say it's an asteroid. There's big debates on what makes, when people look at the different asteroid shapes, the little, you know, dust nuggets floating in the sky. They say more like dwarf planet is more spherical, and you know, it moves a certain kind of way, and you know, asteroids are, you know, can be any shape or whatever like that. So it's always like a back and forth debate. It really depends on what year it is, because every angle of everything looks different. Just like some years you could see Saturn's rings, some
Right.
years you can't.
Hold on. Oh, it's a shapeshifter, absolutely, right?
Right.
All right, so we talked about Chiron. My last question before I let you, I'm gonna back up and let her get into the astrological forecast and then do her reading for the collective. But one more question, because I got you here. Lilith. Okay. My Black Moon Lilith is in Scorpio, right? Very powerful placement, so I hear. I don't know what the hell that means. So I know that Lilith is a point. It's not an actual planet or a asteroid. It's a point in your birth chart or something. Can you explain Lilith to us?
So Lilith deals with the moon, and it's the moon's furthest point uh from Earth. It's like the dark side of the moon.
Okay.
And so this is where we get that I don't know the word for it, but this is where we get that contrast, I guess, contrast between Eve and Lilith, because you get Eve with the moon, right? That's Cancer, that's your Moja, that's your Sod, that's so nurturing, the mother energy, pulls on the waters and all that stuff like that, like, oh, Cancer. But then when you think about, Lilith, Lilith came first, right? We dealt with the dark side of the moon before we deal with the full moon, because the new moon comes first.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I like that.
right. So that is the moon's furthest point. That's the dark side. It still is the moon. It still has like that nurturing energy, this, that, and the third. In the same breath, is it's more detached. It's kind of like when you get into the astrological definition of Lilith, it's like your primordial rebellious side. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Whereas when you're dealing with the full moon and now you're in Cancer, your Moja Eve energy is like, oh, the light is on her, right? The light is on her and it's given to her by the sun, which is the masculine energy, the plug or whatever. So she has the hijab on and, I just got to be over here and just submit and pick me. You know what I'm saying? Where Black Moon Lilith is like, nah, bro, I'm on the dark side. I don't need the sunlight. Like, we don't do that over here. Like, I don't need your approval. I don't need you shining on me. I don't need none of that. Like, and I still exist to the same power. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because the new moon is to the same power as the full moon.
I love that. First of all, shout out to Lilith. Okay, that's out loud Lilith energy. I'm gonna exist with or without you, Shawty. I might be full one day and new the next. Who knows? I love.
Right.
Yes, thank you. All right, I'm going to let Sunshine take over the show, y'all. I'm going to step backstage and watch just like y'all. I'll probably be in the comments. Of course, I'll be popping comments up so you can see them there. But again, if y'all have any questions, make sure you put it in the comments. It's a lot of y'all in the building. Peace and blessings. Make sure you're subscribed, liking the podcast. Also, I'm going to put up Sunshine Monet's Cash App if you feel so to donate tonight, go ahead and do so. She gives of herself so freely and so much information. So I'm going to put her Cash app up. It'll be scrolling down there. So make sure that, show my sister some love tonight. All right. I'm going to back up and let Sunshine run the show. Let me know if you need anything. I'll pop back in, give me, a safe word, you know what I'm saying? And I'll pop back in if you need anything. All right.
All right, cool. So, yeah, I'm just going to talk about the new moon and then the next new moon, how we going to close out this moon cycle. And then I'm going to give y'all a reading. And once I say that's all I have, that's all I have. But, all right, so the new moon we're going to experience, and if you guys are on the East Coast with me in Jersey area, I know every city, especially every major metropolitan area, you guys have your own bubble. And within your own bubble, the sun and the moon and the conjuncts and all that stuff happens at different times because clocks are different in different places and the planets move different in different places where the clocks are different. It's a lot of stuff always changing, always being different. There's so many alternate universes here at one time. I don't think we give enough credit to that, but it is what it is. Let's go. So, if you're over here in Jersey with me, around 6:34 in the morning, we have an official new moon. This moon will be at 9 degrees in Gemini constellation, which is like really cool because it'll be about like 3-4 degrees in the Cancer zodiac. All right. So let's just we can start off with the zodiac, our mindset, right? Being about like 4 degrees in Cancer. 4 is Chesed, that's the internal law, justice, truth, and righteousness. So formulating some type of law for, home and family, matriarchal energy, whoever creates the law in your home or wherever, that individual is on the forefront, creating a new cycle with that person. Also coming into your sense of belonging, You know what I'm saying? Having a stable sense of belonging, a stable home and stuff like that, with the 4 being in Cancer, that's on the forefront between the sun and the moon, ruling over your internal and external third eye. So we're really talking about this bubble you create, right? So setting some intentions on a sense of stability there. That might be where your mind is. Like, I really want to live here, and I want to go there, and I want to set my intentions here, and these are the steps that I need to do to get there, and this is what I want to do. And you got people getting summer jobs and planning for college. You got graduation happening. You got people, going into business. Like I said, this is usually festival and fair season. So you got people making business plans and calendars, and we're going to do this over here and do that. So that's a lot of that is 4 degrees in Cancer. Remember, this is also in the 4th house. Sense of belonging. You're going to go where your emotions are telling you this is where I feel comfortable. Now, if you like playing tug of war with your feelings or whatever, you might say, hey, I got to get out of my feelings. I got to do what I think is right. So let's move on to the Gemini constellation. Thoughts, thinking, right? Being Okay, so this is where it comes into play, right? Because Cancer energy can be a little fluctuating because, we got 13 moon phases. The moon is always moving in size as well as in placement and all that fun stuff, right? So that's how people ruled by the moon are. So your thoughts are changing, right? Your thoughts are going in waxing and waning because not only is it in Cancer zodiac, it's in the 4th house, right? So in your actions and your energy exchanges on the Vedic chart, we're in Gemini. Gemini is about being flexible and adaptable. How your mindset is invoking your feelings right now in this moment, you might not be feeling that later on. You know what I'm saying? You might come into this space in your sense of belonging, and then that crab put that wall back up, or put the claws back in the forefront, or you can't get here. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to learn how to think on your feet. You have to learn how to be quick without being fickle. So that could be like a bit of a danger zone between Cancer that fluctuates, you know what I'm saying, and Gemini that's known to be all over the place anyway. You have to learn how to be the magician between the two and recognize that, hey, maybe we both could be all over the place, but can we both be all over the place together? Like, can we get it together at the same time? And you'll notice that based upon how you communicate, when you're communicating with people, the energy exchanges that you're having and stuff like that, how they're reciprocating the energy that you're giving in those energy exchanges, because this is what Gemini rules over, right? And also the community that you find yourself around. This will also let you know, um, like, say I'm indecisive about something, I might attract somebody. Somebody might hit me up. This is how it always happens when I'm doing readings for people. It'll be somebody hit me up, and they just happen to be in somewhat of the same position that I'm in right now. And now I got to do a reading for you. And I'm like, so now I'm about to give you the life of a Virgo, right? And I'm about to give you a reading that's for me too. Because, like, and that's how that happens, though. Like, you start to have, whether it's a client, a friend, a family member, somebody random, a comment you might see on a random post by a random person, and you're like, dang, why did you just tell my business like that? This is crazy. And, think, pay attention to how you feel, not just what you think, how you want to respond to that, but like what emotions just got invoked from that, because it'll tell you a lot about how you need to navigate through your own reality and how, like, stable you need to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's the energy that we're starting off. And then it's not just about the sun and the moon, right? We also have the moon and Jupiter. They're going to be in conjunction too. So we have Jupiter coming into the mix around 8 degrees, 8, 9 degrees, in that Gemini constellation. So that's pretty cool because, oh yeah, just because Gemini is in Cancer zodiac, shouts to my Gemini and Cancer tropical, happy Jupiter return. My Jupiter is in Cancer constellation. So it invokes the collective thought is actually opening up my experiences. So kudos to y'all that's manifesting your girl. But anyway, we have Jupiter also in the mix. So we have a sense of expansion and abundance and joy and generosity, and really coming into the space of what, like, I really want y'all to start feeling the fact that we're in the year of 9. We're in the year of giving birth to these things. And it's supposed to be about joy. We're supposed to have fun with it. It's not oh, I'm going to grow my food because we're about to have a famine, or I'm about to, do this because something negative over there is happening. Like, you don't want to keep moving in that light, especially not in the year of 9, the year of Jubilee. This is the year of golden alchemy. And allow this new moon connection with Jupiter, like open that up in your vortex. Like, especially because we just had the moon and Pleiades in alignment, like yesterday, which allowed us to have, that introspection on our wounds and how we've been dealing with our wounds. So hopefully you guys did the work back then on, like, was that like Sunday or Monday? Hopefully you guys did the work on that day, so that when we do come into this new moon in the morning, the wounds already been dealt with. We already put those to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we're really in a space of joy and philanthropy and traveling and foreign interactions. Some of y'all want to leave the country. Some of y'all just want to travel. Some of y'all just, want to have more, international interactions. You know what I'm saying? We know a few people that's out here just having unnecessary international interactions, but it is what it is. That's all in alignment. Whether you like it or not, certain people's realities is different. For some people, that's their Mars that's being invoked with this alignment. So they over there with the jar heads on. Can't do nothing about that. That's their planetary placement. That's what's invoking them over there, right? We move in gratitude. That is not us. Jesus Christ. Um, then not only do we have Jupiter bringing the expansion and the joy and everything to the mix, but we also have Teja Posterior, which is a star that's located in the Gemini constellation, Cancer zodiac, of course. I believe like on the Cancer zodiac is like the eye a little bit. In the Gemini constellation, I don't remember where it's at. I want to say it's like head or shoulders or whatever. But I do know that it rules over the shoulders, the arms, and the hands. So those areas, might want to do some push-ups. I don't know, do some mudras. It's fun there. Maybe while you're doing your manifesting or doing what you're doing, you might want to do something with your hands or your arms while you're doing it. Teja posterior, like a lot of the stars in the Gemini constellation, give off the energy of Mercury and Venus. So Mercury is that intellect, that valor, pride is a big thing with the Mercurials, right? Perfect. Whether you're a perfectionist or you the Gemini, I gotta be the smart person in the room. I gotta do everything. I don't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like either or, it's that sense of pride. And being quick on your feet, witty. You know what I'm saying? Very resourceful. So that's a Mercurial vibe. Venus presents it in a very creative, elegant, even like, I don't know. Whenever I think about it, I think about like, I don't know why Cardi B is coming to mind, because she had gowns on lately. I don't know, like, but it's very regal. Okay, in a regal way, very like classy, very nice, very well put together. Oh yeah, she's also a Venusian ruled individual. Very nice, very pretty. That's why she's so well put together, because she's Venusian ruled. But yeah, the blend of that, like I can present these, I can communicate this, I can and I'm doing it in a very beautiful, creative, attractive kind of way, type energy. So we have the sun giving us our experience, our external self. We have the moon giving us the nurturing energy. We have Jupiter expanding, giving us the joy, the optimism. And then we have Teja posterior kind of conducting how we display these things in a nice, like, pinkies up kind of way, in a very intellectual kind of way. Know how to speak it, know how to, I want to be nice looking. I want to be attractive, you know, I want to be a little proper. So that's how we're starting off the moon cycle. You know, I like it. I like it here. It's giving very Renaissance kind of energy to me. When I put those energies together, I see Renaissance. I see Bridgerton. Like, the world is yours. Manifest the things. You know what I'm saying? Be in tune with your intellect and how you feel. Allow it to help. Allow it to navigate you towards your place of belonging, as we will be dealing with the fourth house sun majority of this solar cycle, right? So let's focus on it. Where do you belong? Where do you feel comfortable at? Where can you know, take your hat off and take your wig off at the same time? Like, where is that happening at for you? Have those real conversations with yourself at the beginning of this moon and allow the rest of this moon cycle to lead you there. Okay, so the next new moon is July 24th. Hold on, I won't lie to y'all. We have so much that happens in between there. We have a lot of transit, but I will see you guys later on this week for the new moon to new moon planetary forecast. And then y'all know I don't even give y'all all the goods during the planetary forecast no more. Now y'all just gotta catch me for the mathematics. um, I'll be giving y'all too many cheats. Too many cheats. I'm trying to make sure I got it right. Okay, yeah. So July 24th is the next new moon. Of course, this is going to be a Leo, right? It'll be Leo tropical. So mindset is going to be on that regal energy, that being confident, courageous, creative, romantic self, thespian, the inner actor, the inner dramatics. You know what I'm saying? On the Vedic chart, it'll be in Cancer. So while you're putting all that out there, and you're putting it in your vortex, like, this is going to be beautiful. This is going to be creative. Like, for those of you guys that coordinate events, this lunar cycle from 6 a.m. tomorrow to like July 24th, that is a great lunar cycle to plan events. Some events is going to be popping. Making jewelry, dresses, clothing, modeling, fashion, like just putting it together, especially once we start getting back into the waxing phase and we're building upon things. Like, for those of you guys that create and manifest stuff like that in your space, this is a great new moon cycle to do it. Not only will we have the sun and moon in alignment, but Mercury is going to come and hang out too. I believe the lineup with these planets is going to happen like around 7 degrees in Cancer, on the Vedic chart. So yeah, about 7 degrees. That's when it's going to happen. And so, but we will have the sun, moon, and Mercury all in Cancer hanging out together. So now that lunar day will be like closing out, everything we did here with the wisdom and expansion and the joy and being creative and getting up. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, excuse me. With this lunar cycle, because Jupiter rules over wisdom and Gemini energy is all for intellects, learn, absorb, study, research. Getting all the details together also involves some sort of like, I got to list out all the locations. I got to list out all the resources. I got to find out how to do it or how to do it different or stuff like that. So there's some level of like absorption happening here. Now, when we get to the next lunar cycle, yeah, it's still some level of absorption, but now we're in the space of decision making with all the things that we've just gained here. You know what I'm saying? From this cycle to the next cycle, it's like, okay, now that we wrapped up that, now let's move into like how we're applicating it. Because with Mercury there, Mercury deals with harvesting, right? Now we're going to start sowing stuff so we can reap it for the next lunar cycle when we start experiencing what that next new moon. The next new moon should be in Virgo, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. And that's literally the space of harvest. So yeah. Oh, time is so short. Anyway, this would be the time to start harvesting things and implementing those stuff in your space and all that fun stuff. Um y'all know, like, when you have similar, not the villain, right? It is almost time. Hold on, let me come back to June. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. Okay, so when we have Gemini energy, you guys know, like, the mutable placements get affected. I won't say the mostest, but y'all get it a lot. Okay, so you have Gemini at the top because that's where the sun and moon is at currently, and we love it here. I'm talking about the constellations. We're in the Vedic chart, y'all. So we have the sun and moon in Gemini. So in opposition would be Sagittarius energy, right? Sagittarius is the mutable fire. So while we're in mutable air and we're adapting to the intellect, you Sagittarians are definitely going to feel it in that fickleness and stuff like that, especially if some of you guys have been so sure about certain things, might get a little monkey rich. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter is there though, and y'all love Jupiter. That's y'all planet. So, hopefully Jupiter come in and be like, hey guys, it's gonna be all right. Just be optimistic. Get it going. We love it here. But yeah, Sagittarians, you guys are in opposition. So you guys would definitely be feeling the sun and moon will be coming directly on you guys, shedding light on you guys. See a lot of Sagittarians coming to the forefront and doing some things. Now, square Gemini energy, you have mutable earth, which is Virgo, and then you have mutable water, right? Yeah, mutable water, which is Pisces. So with Virgo and Pisces squares are a little difficult, but they don't have to stay difficult, right? It's all about how you look at it, right? And how you choose. But there is a sense of little restriction there with that 90-degree angle. So for the Virgos that, trying to find some level of stability, because y'all, even though y'all mutable, y'all still a level of earth or whatever. And for my Piscean energy, y'all are just as much as searching for stability as Earth Virgo does, but y'all are in the deep water. Y'all trying to find a ocean floor. You know what I'm saying? Where that is, I don't know. Because every time you think you found it, there's something else. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the same thing for Earth. Every time you think you found like the ground of the Earth, the root of it all, there's something else. You can go deeper and deeper and deeper. So, I think that might be a difficult. That might be the square issue with the other two mutables, with the Virgo and Pisces, is y'all got to find some level of grounding during this experience. Like I said, we can be flexible. We have to be focused, not be fickle. And coming into that isolation and that, slurping yourself into like peace, that black hole, whether you're doing it on an earth realm or a water realm, doesn't do well. Gemini energy is supported by other air placements. So you got Gemini, which is the mutable air, supported by the mutable Aquarian energy, which is fixed air. And then you have Libra, which is the cardinal air, the leadership of the intellect. So you guys feel supported by these experiences and finding that sense of balance between how you feel and how you're acting. What you think and what's happening around you. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you want to be focused and flexible, not fickle. And that can be very difficult for my Libras. We know that can be very difficult for Aquarians a little bit to a certain extent. But not really, because they're very fixed. But yeah, that's happening there. Fire, be careful, because y'all can get ignited by the air. Y'all get too big and start creating forest fires. It gets crazy out here. Fire and air is not like fire and water is more opposition, but fire and air and crimes happening. So like, let's be careful there. Yeah, let's be mindful with that. And water was that Pisces, Pisces. I don't know why I was about to say Capricorn, Scorpio, and Cancer. Well, we know that you guys new moon is coming, but Cancer is in like a conjunct or sextile of this new moon energy. Sextile, I guess, is the word I'm looking for, of this new moon energy. So you guys will be heavily supported by this sun and moon and Gemini Cancer energy. And we already spoke on Pisces and Scorpio energy. You guys are fixed water, so ease up. My fixed signs, ease up. Guys gotta learn how to ease up a little bit and learn how to flow a lot more with this Gemini and Cancer moon, especially when you guys start building and you're trying to find your sense of belonging, because there is some sense of give and take and learning how to live in other people's bubbles as well, which is very difficult to do. I know I'm a Leo rising. I don't like it. But it is what it, when you're around that energy that has you in your authenticity, it really doesn't matter. Now, when we get to the next new moon, and we're going to be in Cancer constellation, we're going to be in that cardinal water. So all my cardinal signs, you got Cancer, Capricorn. Capricorn is going to feel it heavy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got that Wicked movie coming out. Ariana Grande and that other lady, they about to be all over the place again. Ariana is a Cancer and that other lady is a Capricorn, right? They're literally like the epitome of what oppositions look like. It's disgusting. I hate it here. But that's happening. Um, then you have with square Cancer, and that's with square Cancer, y'all. It's flipping my mind. You got to air and you got to fire on the other side, okay? And so that's, you know, the squares can be very difficult, and it's gonna come to me in a moment. Give me a second. Give me a second. And you know, when that's happening, that's happening. You got Libra and you got Aries. Sorry, y'all. It just took me a minute. I don't know where that was going, but you know, the leadership, taking initiative, all those different things like that. Gotta love us for Cancers. Um, taking initiative for my Aries energy. You guys, wanting to be active because you know, Cancer energy kind of is it debilitates Mars energy if you don't know how to look Mars Aries energy if you don't know how to use it right. Because Mars wants to be outward and take action and do stuff. While Cancer is like go inward, be nurturing, be intuitive. So learn how to nurture your Mars active self. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It's like when you're driving NASCAR and you have that period of time where you got to pull off and they got to change the tires and do all the things. You know, you're still doing stuff. It's just a little self care in the midst of the doing. Take a breath. And then when you're over here on the cardinal air energy of Libra, I see Kamala Harris ass pop back out. We definitely see Cardi B out here living her best life. But Lilith is also over there in Libra Scorpio, so that might be also why. Um, but you know, that square will definitely be feeling the Cancer energy too of learning how to go inward and nurture themselves and connect their emotions to their thought process and how they've been, you know, thinking and creating with their thoughts, because that's what Venusian thought does, right? Fickle, a lighthouse built on a matchstick. I need to take my finger out of the wound. Yes. A lighthouse built on matchsticks. The whole thing. That's a tower moment. That's a tower moment, definitely. And it's okay to have a tower moment. That could be a part of, you know, the Gemini energy and, you know, Jupiter being that fire to that air. You might need that fire to the air happening. And you might need to just expand and let that fire get big enough to just blow everything down. And that's okay. That gives you an opportunity to build it up with a better substance. But I talked about that already, right? With the Capricorn placement and getting to the root of the wound with Chiron and all those things like that. Like that's very heavy there. When we get to the next new moon, I told you we got the sun, moon, and Mercury now applicating the decision making, the daily routine. You know, Mercury will also be in retrograde um next month too. Mercury's retrograde actually starts on July 17th at 5:44 in the morning. So you guys want to write that down in your calendar. Saturn also goes in retrograde July 14th. So write that down on your calendar as well. So Saturn, like I said, deals with the womb and things, and Saturn is sitting in Pisces Aquarius energy right now. Or no, Saturn has entered Aries zodiac, I believe. So, but we're still in Pisces constellation. So that's where we're at. New beginnings on the mindset though, and being proactive, and we love it here. So that's what I have. Wait a minute, I didn't do the tarot reading. I don't know why I say it all the time, but yeah. Um, the Sun, Moon, and Mercury in Cancer is being supported by Saturn, Neptune, Ceres, and Eros, all in Pisces. Those are the other worded places. I don't see anything in Scorpio because we're not really in Scorpio space right now, except for if you want to get into Lilith. Lilith is over there right now. Um, but that's on the zodiac. Hey, Uni. Hey, Goddess. And then we have like it's usually like water and fire will go back and forth because water wants to quench the fire out. So the next new moon, my fire babies, you know, we'll be like kind of like just now getting our feet warm with the fixed fire sign of Leo, and you know we got Aries and we have Sagittarius. So I know that going inward energy can be very difficult for the fire signs because they want to be outward, especially because we'll be in Leo zodiac. So the mindset is get active, get creative, do the things. But because we'll be Vedically in Cancer, it's not really time for that. It's time to go inward and just be in love and be home. So please don't let the Leo tropical energy fool you. Like, imagine yourself being active. Like I said, water signs, you guys are gonna love it there. Intellects, my air babies, you guys will have a good time as well. Should have been shuffling while I was saying all of this. But being more intuitive and going inward, you know, during the next new moon cycle will definitely behoove you. And yeah, so from new moon to new moon, we're setting our intentions on what brings us joy, expansion, abundance, and all that fun stuff with the sun, moon, and Jupiter, as well as Teja posterior during this new moon. And we're bringing it into that Leo Cancer new moon on July 24th. The fixed water signs were told to ease up. Did I hear that correctly? Yes. All fixed signs told to ease up during this mutable new moon energy that we're about to go into. I know Cancer is cardinal, so in our mindset is about taking initiative and taking action and stuff like that. Death and transformation. Yep, definitely. I know that our mindset is on that. But our energy, not but, and our energy exchanges, the things that are happening around us, they are in Gemini, which is mutable, about being flexible. And it's the most mutable of the mutable because it's air, which air cannot be contained, right? Air is consciousness, and consciousness is infinite. And consciousness is what creates those blurred lines between your body existence and the existence of the reality outside of yourself. Because, like, when you hold your breath, you're left. What happens? What's the first thing that happens when you hold your breath? Anybody know? Anybody know the first thing that happens when you hold your breath? I'll let y'all think about it. Ponder it. I can't hear you. Oh, you
I
got your
know,
mute
I
thing on.
know, I know. I'm in school. No, you lose consciousness first.
Yes,
That's
your
the first thing,
consciousness.
y'all. You don't die immediately. Dang, y'all, y'all ready?
Y'all ready to kill them off the show. They die. No, you lose consciousness. Your consciousness is given to you through your breath. And that's the first thing you lose when you hold your breath. When somebody knock you out, when you get knocked out, right? You lose consciousness. That's why when people sneeze, it's like, oh, bless you, because your breath was different. I always enjoyed therapeutic tales of the astrological modes. Yes, they're important. And they help you with your um lightheaded. Yep, definitely get lightheaded because and that's the warning. Like, all right, guy, you got 30 seconds. You start to feel that suffocation happening to your consciousness before you go all the way out. And so Gemini being air, that brings those opportunities, you know what I'm saying? It brings options to your consciousness, right? Because the swords is air, it's intellect. And it's all about, you know, being flexible, being able to do this and do that, be here and be there. You know what I'm saying? Make both realities true, right? However, in the law of physics, no two things can stay in the same place at the same time, right? And we have those type of limitations and restrictions in this physical world. We have that Bina, that Saturn energy. You know, Saturn, Capricorn energy rules over the legs, right? The bones, the structure, right? And don't your bones limit you? Don't they structure? Don't they try to cage the consciousness? They do, right? How well do they do? I won't say well, like good or bad or whatever. It does a good job for the physical body. But, you know, as long as you're dreaming and astral projecting and projecting your thoughts on other people and letting your thoughts infiltrate the minds of other people to where it's on repeat years later and stuff, now you're getting random text messages like, I remember in third grade you hurt my feelings. It's a little personal. But yeah, that's all. That's all that air. That's all the swords, the intellect, and the thought. And we love it here. Thank y'all for just letting me ramble while I shuffle my cards. Oh, Juno also goes prograde, which is fun. That's happening on the 13th. So that week of like 13, 14, that's a fun week because it's a lot going on. We also have our full moon on July 10th. If you guys want to prepare yourselves for the midpoint, and that's what the full moon is. It's like checkpoint. we're midway through the lunar cycle. Do you like it here? Are you having a good time? Because we're about to go from waxing to waning. We done built things up and now we're about to cleanse. You know what I'm saying? What are some things you want to cleanse? What are some things that you built up that you're like, there's room for tweaking? And we know when we're in a full moon, the moon is usually in opposition to where the sun is at. So if the sun is currently in Leo Cancer energy, it is safe to say that the moon is going to be in Aquarius Capricorn energy, which is in opposition of the sun. And on top of that, now we can infer, because what planet do we know is in Capricorn Aquarius right now? What planet is near Capricorn Aquarius energy right now? Pluto. Pluto is. And so we know that the full moon will also have Pluto's energy on top of it. And it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a lot of transformations happening. Somebody here posted, somebody coming in here, right? Transformations and death. You was on point with it. You was in the future. Just finishing my sentence. I love that. Death and transformation. There you go. I love it here. But let me give you guys your reading. That's the new moon to new moon, and I gave y'all some just on full moon. I do get heavy into like more planetary shifts, conjunctions, all that stuff like that. In my daily mathematics, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, at Sunshine Monet L. I'm also on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube as Less Nobodies. And if you guys want to catch the daily mathematics, I do go up there and I talk about where the planets are at for the day, any transitions, conjunctions, progrades, retrogrades, what degrees is the sun and moon at for the day, what percentages are the sun and moon at for the day. I do all of that during the planetary forecast and stuff. I will say I did take a little hiatus from the daily lives that I was doing during this month. So, and I went to like quick reels, which wasn't providing as much information, but I really needed a break, y'all. I got a lot, like my Mars and Gemini. I done told y'all about my Chiron. It's invoked right now. I got a lot going on. But I always show up in some type of way, shape, or form because I just can't stop, won't stop, right? Can I still say that? Because that's my favorite thing to say. And I've been saying that forever. We could just say I made it up. Like, nah. But the reading for today is acceptance. Valerian root is the go-to herb from an herbalist in the chat. We're going to focus on Neptune. And I love that we're in a 44. So this is a master number of 4-4. And I told y'all we're going to be at like a 4-degree in Cancer in the fourth house. And, the sun has been in the fourth house like all year, helping us focus on our home and family, our sense of, intuition, our emotional self, and all that fun stuff. You're a 44C. Look, this one's for you. It's just like learning how to accept the spiritual realm, your emotional self, and how you're navigating. See, my man's he on lightning, he on top of mountains, and just learn how to accept your spiritual power, getting into with your Neptune placements and all that stuff. We got Ace of Swords, we got some great news happening and coming to us, great information coming to us. Some of y'all are in the forest swords. She says she over here. She's kind of tripping right now. She's going through it. And if you notice, this comes back to what I'm saying. Like, okay, so let's look at the picture real quick. So remember when I was like, tropical is your thought process, how you think things are, and your thoughts create your reality, right? This is a beautiful depiction of what I was just saying. Her thoughts have created a grid around her. Whenever I see grids, I always think of the map, right? That created this grid around our map to make our mind think certain things, make our mind think of certain shape. Like if I show you a shape of Africa, you'll look at it and be like, that's Africa. And I can't get you to stop saying Africa. I can't get you to say no other name, no this, no that. Even if we're talking about a period of time where the word Africa wasn't even invented yet, you'll still say Africa. Like, yeah, that's a lot with that grid. And the grid is on her intellect, right? This is what I'm talking about when I'm like, people try to create stuff on your bubble, on your reality, and you have to learn how to navigate through it. Evidently, she's not doing a good job because she looks like she's distraught. She's sad. She's emotional. She's in her wounds. 4 also deals with a sense of stability. Now we're coming into this Capricorn Saturn energy. Once y'all to get into the root of some of these thoughts that y'all have that are creating these bars around you because it's keeping you inside of a grid. You know what I'm saying? It's keeping you inside these spaces. Like it's not easy for her to just like move those swords out the way, but instead of moving them out the way and feeling like I'm powerful enough, I'm just gonna stare at them and cry. one thing that my mom always did for me that I do for other people is I'll sit there on the phone and I'll let you cry. I'll listen to you, whatever, whatever. And then when you're done, all right, so now I'm getting better. I'll ask you first, like, all right, you want me to say something back or you just want to call me and do that? Okay. But if you want me to say something big, all right, cool. I'll let you get that out. You good? All right, cool. So what we finna do? What do you want to do? How do you feel? What's the results you want to see? Because I'm a problem solver. You know what I'm saying? Let's solve this problem. You call me with a problem. You want my input or you want me just listen? All right, cool. We gotta be a problem solver with this because this is all in her head, and it's also a grid being it's supporting the grid that wants to infiltrate the mindset that you already have in your head. I was saying before, like you want. We've been reading text messages. We've been reading textbooks about how everything started with slavery and the way we have this little unique and white supremacy and blah, blah, blah. And that's the grid that's been put over a lot of cultures, right? Like what country enslaved you and what everybody's culture has been enslaved by somebody at some point in time, according to these textbooks, right? So this isn't a universal thing we all can, nod. Okay. So that's the grid. But now you're walking through with the swords in your mind and you're beginning to staple on the swords that's just, still exists in your reality on you. I'm not going to take away from, the conspiracy theory culture and, this is slavery and da 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 da. Y'all know that I be with the shits. In the same breath, if you keep focusing on that shit over and over again, all the time, that's what you're going to attract in your space. Oh, you want to be a slave because that's what the universe hears. You keep saying this is slavery, that's slavery, this is oppression. Da, da, da. The universe hears slaves, oppressed. Oh, that's what you want. I'm gonna give you more of that thing. I'm put you in more situations where you feel small, or you feel like a peasant, or you feel like you're at the bottom of the economic system, or you feel like people don't like you, or people don't want you around, or you can't find a good man, or your kids are bad, or this person ain't shit, and that person ain't never gonna be shit, and stuff like that. And you just gotta transmute that energy, to like I feel joy, and our people are powerful, and we done conquered shit, and we beat y'all ass mad times. That's why y'all mad. That's why y'all be hiding in Texas, man, because we beat y'all ass mad times. And we'll beat your ass again. That's why y'all gotta feed us McDonald's to keep us docile, because y'all already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just certain mindset you have to have. Now, what parts of stuff do we need to focus on? You need to focus on your, oh, cool. I got Tippereth. The confidence and courageousness. Tippereth so this is the tree of life I be referring to when I be talking about the 10 Sephiros. Those are the 10 Sephiros, y'all. I know y'all seen this image before. These are the Sephiros. These are none of the roots that I speak on, right? This is, oh, there you go. This is Tippereth. This is the Leo energy. The sun rises and falls here. This is your confidence and courageousness. If you notice, Tippereth is connected to all the other Sephiros, and the lines in between the Sephiros are actually Hebrew alphabet. So when you get into Hebrew magic, which is something I'm into now, I ain't gonna tell y'all too much. I be over here doing stuff and expanding myself. But yeah, that's something that I'm getting into now. But the letters in between, they have some sense of invocation when you say the Hebrew letters or whatever, and it invokes the Sephiros. So you say the things with your Tippereth, and you can connect to any Sephiro you want. And this is the card for the Knight of Swords. So swords is heavy, and Gemini is a sword. That is air. So I'm liking this reading already. And y'all sat here and watched me shuffle. Y'all know I don't be looking at the card. So, being that Knight of Swords. So this is like moving towards, I didn't even see that message. You see? On the luckiest right day. Right. For the sun. Right. Right. So Knight of Swords is like what I was saying. Like you have to choose to like change your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Change how you do things. And then the other card, which is also in alignment with what I was talking about, I got put a root chakra card. So not only do you need to work on your Tippereth and how you navigate that heart that through your intellect swords, right? You also need to work on your root chakra. Have a sense of discovery on what are some things that you've been anchoring yourself in, rooting yourself in, that I like how there is this energy because this is where I want to be. Then my man's Tippereth, the heart, is literally like on go. We're here, we're ready. And that comes from acceptance. Actually, it don't look too far off, don't it? Yeah, we like that. And that's how you focus on, those parts of stuff. And then for a divination card, before I let y'all go, I got Lost Secrets. I've been pulling this card for people a lot this week. You guys got some stuff that's going to come out, or maybe it's like some mass information that's about to come out. And we all about to be like, ooh, I don't fucking know. But some law secrets is coming out. You know, people, communities coming together and talking. The number that I have on here is 80. So empowerment and transformations in your cipher is heavy here. And so, yeah, that's the reading, you guys. Acceptance in your spiritual self. You know, focus on your intellect. We're definitely heavy on our intellect. We're definitely heavy in the swords this period of time. If you have any air in your chart, I would definitely focus on the air in your chart, the Gemini place in your chart. For example, my Mars is in Gemini. So a lot of this energy is in vocation to my motivational sensors. You know what I'm saying? What gets me going, what motivates me. Also what pisses me off. And a lot of people have been pissing me off lately. I've been doing like this, like I'm not going to delete my social media because I'm finally monetized. But sometimes and that's also why I had to do a little hiatus thing because, you know, y'all know I'm good for overbooking myself sometimes. But that's what I have for you guys. If you would like a personal reading, let me know. Also, to give you guys a little tidbit on your numbers, right? So, if you want to know what your personal year is, what you're going to do is you're going to add your birthday, your birth month to the year that we're in now. And the year that we're in now is 2025. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. Give you an example. My birthday is 9/19. So I'm going to add the 19, 1 and 9. That's 1. Now I'm going to add that to the month of 9. 1 plus 9 is 10. That brings me back to 1 because 1 plus 0 is 1. And then I'm going to add that to the fact that we're in the year of 9. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So I'm in my personal year of 1. Okay. Now, when we enter, like right now we're in the month of June. So while collectively we are in the month of 6, me personally, I'm in my month of 7. I'm always ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? I love it here. Because I took my year 1 and added it to the month of 6. So that's how you get into your personal month, right? Now, if you want to get into your personal day, like for example, this new moon is happening on the 25th of the month, right? So it's 6/25, 1, right? Because I'm in my year of 1. So I would do 6, 2, 5. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 plus 6 is 13. That's a karmic number. So the new moon will be have some karmic number energy in it. You guys gonna have to learn how to express what you know and take action on how you feel. Which brings us to 4, Chesed, the internal law, justice, truth, and righteousness. Because Chesed, the 4th Sephiroth, is associated with Ma'at, right? So I'm going to take that 4 and put it into my personal year of 1. Usually I will put it into the collective year of 9, right? Which will bring us back to 13, a double karmic debt number, and then bring us to 4. So tomorrow collectively is a day of 4. But if I take that 6 plus 7, 13, 4, and I add it to my personal year of 1, tomorrow's going to be my day of 5. I'm going to have to enforce some shit into my space tomorrow, even in the collective day of 4. So that's how you get into your personal numbers, on a yearly, monthly, and daily. You can also get into your pinnacles, your periods, the gematria of the spaces and stuff like that. If you guys need a numerology or would like a numerology reading or some type of guidance, I'm here. You guys want astrology reading or guidance, here. Tarot, I'm here. But, those are tidbits that I like you guys to have when I'm doing the daily mathematics. So, like, not only do you know the collective, just in case you're around some NPCs and you're like, WTF, but also know what your personal number is today so that you can, fully understand, like, well, why the fuck did I attract that energy today? Like, what's going on? Oh, well, you were supposed to focus on this number today. That's why. And, what Sephiroth is that number associated with? Okay, what planet rules over that Sephiroth? Okay, so let me look at my astrology chart. Like 5, tomorrow's my day of 5. 5 is Jabora. 5 is ruled by Mars energy. That's Aries. That's the celestial enforcer. So I have to go to my air placement. Just so happens that my Mars placement is in Gemini. So now I'm actually in alignment. I love it. This vortex is for me, for real. But like that's how you could do that for yourself. All right, that's all I got for you. I'm done.
Wow. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you coming on tonight and giving us so much information because you guys, I hope y'all got notepads and stuff and y'all got your charts out and everything.
Yeah.
Really tapped in because I'm telling you, this is our divine learnings. This is our divine school, y'all. We got let me look. My computer even saying we've been on here for a little bit. Hold on. It's like, ma'am, charge me up. Hold on. I need my light back. I can't see. I'm telling my age, but I can't see. Okay, all right. But as I was saying, make sure you're keeping up with this information, because we're going to continue to teach every time Sunshine comes back. She's going to bring some new information. And again, if you have questions, bring them to the chat. Sunshine, I have you for the last Tuesday of the month for next month, right? Which is the 29th. So Sunshine will be back in the building on the 29th. Anything else before we wrap? I'm going to give you guys some, don't stick by y'all, but anything else you want to add, sis, before?
No, I feel like I said everything. If anybody has any questions for me, I'm open to it. I just advise, like, if y'all ever see me on the live, y'all have to bring a pen and paper, because I try to give y'all as much as I can give y'all in that space that I have.
Absolutely. So make sure y'all are tapped in and bringing your stuff to school, okay? All right. Well, thank you, sis. I appreciate you. I love you. Y'all had all right. So I got a couple of announcements, and y'all say goodnight to sis.
Oh, I do have one more announcement. So,
okay,
guys, the how my name is spelled here is how it is on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. I am alert and oriented for like the next like 25 minutes or so before I start getting comfortable and back into my whatever. So please inbox me if you would like to join me in Adonis for the new moon ritual that we'll be doing around 1 a.m. If you guys, be awake or whatever, it's too hot to go to sleep. So you might as well just stay up and come with us and enjoy.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for announcing. Yes. Appreciate that. So, all right, star seeds. Let me get my boo. All right. So there's a couple of announcements before we close up for tonight. Again, thank you, Adonis. He'll be joining us next month here on the platform. Hey, Paper J. Okay, y'all. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Let's know spot. There we go. Wow. Take that information down, y'all. Copy. I'm gonna give you a few minutes. I'm gonna leave it up there for a second. And again, thank you, Sunshine. I always love having you on the platform. Thank you for always bringing your brain. Thank you for bringing the brain to the platform. I love it. I love it. Again, you guys, make sure if you have questions, you have them. Sunshine gave you our contact information. Make sure you reach out to her if you want a reading, any type of reading. I'm telling you, my sister will read. She will tell you the best place to live, to raise your children, which place is best for a certain type of energy. My sister, she got the info. So make sure you tap into Sunshine. Okay? Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. Again, thank you for always showing up and showing out. So, couple announcements. So, all right, let's see. Let me get to the calendar real quick, because I got a couple of shows back to back. So we're going to have to, y'all got to tap in with me. Okay. So this Saturday, you ready? You got your pen, your paper? You know I'm going to put a reel out. But this Saturday at 1:11 a.m., okay, 1:11 a.m., Pronoia After Dark. The show, Sleeping with the Enemy. We've talked about it here a couple of times. I've mentioned it a little bit here and there about energy harvesting, siphoning. It's been a lot of that. We call it destiny swapping. A lot of things that we have not really explored in depth here on Pronoia, because again, I don't know who be watching during these certain times, but this is an after dark show. So we're going to get into it. And we had Pronoia After Dark last year. It was successful. It was awesome. I think it was last year or the year before. And we were talking about sexual energy exchange, because we know that that's a high vibrational energy exchange. And ladies, you are portals. So know who and what you're opening your portals up to, because there's a lot going on in this spiritual community right now. That's all I'm going to say for that. But that is on 1:11 on the 28th, which is this Saturday. And then on the 30th, yes, Uni is in the building. So Uni will be joining us on the 30th. Make sure you tap in. The show's at 9:00. And of course, check me out on Instagram. I'll be putting out a promo for that Coming up also next month, Claudia is back with us. Make sure you're tapping in for your human design. Again, this is our school, Star Seeds. This is where we get to learn about the divine higher selves. Because again, this is the time that we're entering into a new era, a new world, and we are the leaders. And being leaders, we need to, be prepared to lead, and not just in what we specialize in, but in all corners. We need to even know the people who specialize in other things so we can refer others. Because honestly, people are going to be looking to you. If you do not know this, know this. You will, quote, I promise you, in a couple of years, you'll be like, Roxy said that, like, we were the leaders. We truly are the leaders, because we've gone into the age of knowing. We're moving into the age of knowing, and people want to know. And you have always known, and you've been activated to share that information. So be prepared. We're teaching over here on this platform. I also want to shout out and thank the person who just subscribed and hit us at the 300 mark. Thank you very much for subscribing to the podcast. I love it over here. This is a safe space for Star Seeds to learn about ourselves and to share our experiences. Also on Paranoia After Dark, Sleeping with the Enemy, we will have several different guests sharing their experiences. Because I want you guys to understand that some things may feel or seem unbelievable to the point where some people keep them inside. They don't want to share. They keep it to themselves, and it does it does everyone a disservice when that happens, because then we are left to experience something that if we had known better, we may have been able to avoid. But it's out of fear. A lot of times we carry fear, shame, guilt because of things we've experienced in our lives. But I am here to tell you that this is a safe space. So know that here on Paranoia, you can share your experience, and we are not here to harvest or pull on your emotions. We're actually here to show you a way to get through those experiences and to heal those fragmented pieces of yourselves. Because it's important for us to come into this new era healed. You understand? Like, we're never going to be fully healed, but baby, we got to patch up those Swiss cheese holes, because we have a lot to teach and to give to our own communities, to our tribes. Tribes are coming together. People are coming together in this new era, and other people are falling off. And it's for a reason. So I'm just here to tell you that Paranoia is a safe space. If you have a story you'd like to tell, if you'd like to be on the podcast, you can reach out to me on Instagram. It's Paranoia Starseed Podcast. Absolutely. It is time to unite. It absolutely is. And listen, I used to be super duper loving light all the time. And I believe that got me caught up in a lot of things I had never experienced before, which was the dark side. Darkness, and seeing darkness in people you thought were love and light. I know many of us have experienced it. And again, it seems almost unbelievable because so many characters cloak themselves so charming, so sweet, so believable. And so the thing about the era that we're in is getting through these traumas of the experiences we've had and not shared with others, with the darker side of things, like being able to see that in people and accepting that everyone is an individual. I do not believe that we are all the same. I do not believe just because we all wear a meat suit that what's on the inside is the same. And I know for a fact that it's not the same, because I've seen for myself that there's other things besides love and light walking around. And so we need to be able to identify that sometimes the things and the people closest to us may not be who they appear to be. They may, and they may not. But that's why we as divine beings have that discernment put into us. And that's why we have to, again, be able to come into safe spaces and share information and not be ashamed and not be afraid, because someone else may be dealing with that same type of energy or entity that you had to deal with, and they have no idea how to get through it. You know, she showed in her tarot reading, I think it was the Four of Swords, and there was a matrix, or like this matrix behind that was like, you know, the programming, right? And then she had her own internal swords going on. Sometimes it's easier to defeat those internal swords when you speak it out loud, but you have to have a safe space. And that's what I created this podcast and this area for. So if you ever need a safe space, just know that this is that for you. And I have to, I just had to let you know that. So anyway, back to the calendar real quick. So Claudia will be back on the 9th. Adonis will be in the building on the 15th. We're back to Tarot Tuesdays, y'all. Yes, Claudia will be doing the Tarot Tuesday. I'll be back for Tarot Tuesday. We also have a very special episode of The Chosen and the Fallen, where we also talk about those type of energies that I just explained. So it's so much going on over here at Paranoia. And I just, again, thank you for tapping in tonight, hanging in there with me. And thank you, Sunshine Monet L, for always bringing such an enlightenment to astrology and so much more. Thank you for always being there. And thank you. That's all I can say is thank you. It's been a great night. It is your goddess, Rael. This is Paranoia Starseed Podcast. I will see you guys soon. Oh, one more thing. It's been a habit of mine now to pop on in the mornings on Instagram. So if you up early in the morning and want a reading, I will be doing readings early in the morning on Instagram to get you started through your day. So make sure you tap in there. Okay. All right. I'm going to go out with some music because, of course, that's what we do over here. I hope you have a good night. And yeah, that's it. The universe is always working in your favor. This is Paranoia Starseed Podcast. Peace and blessings, Starseeds. Have a good night. Let's see what we're going to go out with.
They say it's power in the tongue. If that's true, I wanna take this time to speak life into you. I'ma help you overcome what you going through. You're not in this alone, I was sent to put you on. You wanna see how good life is? All you really need is some guidance. The ones close to you may not like it. That's cool, cause pretty soon, them fools gon' see that you were a diamond. First of all, I wanna give praises to the Most High for giving me the strength to make changes in my life. Cause without me going through what I went through, how could I even have the wisdom to give you or lead by an example? So let me be your coach. You gon' need some advice when you get thrown against the ropes. I'ma keep you on your toes. I don't know if you know, but there are unseen forces battling over your soul. Who wins? Well, that depends on the choices that you make. My advice to you is choose life each and every day. That's easy for me to say when it's definitely not the case. It's tough when you got so much temptation thrown in your face. Okay, let's say if you fall by giving in, would you beat yourself up about it or get up and try again? Don't allow sin to be a burden. Accept and learn from it, move on and keep working. They say it's power in the tongue. If that's true, I wanna take this time to speak life into you. I'ma help you overcome what you going through. You're not in this alone, I was sent to put you on. You wanna see how good life is? All you really need is some guidance. The ones close to you may not like it. That's cool, cause pretty soon, them fools gon' see that you were a diamond. I'm a SC, I do things a little different. I be at peace, cause I stay in the spirit. I'm a blessing to all those who dwell with me. I'm not flexing when I say my life's litty. Love is what my foundation is built on. Everybody I connect with, the vibe be so strong. I'm vegan, so I got love for the animals too. They're my sisters and brothers, I do not look at them as food, because I'm pro-life. I serve the God of the living, they be the most high. And anybody who don't like me, they'll be alright. They can keep that negativity on that side. Got too much love in my heart. Grab a hold of my hand, let me pull you out the dark. I'm a light and as a light, I'm just here to do my job. Know this journey is a fight, be prepared to go to war. They say it's power in the tongue. If that's true, I wanna take this time to speak life into you. I'ma help you overcome what you going through. You're not in this alone, I was sent to put you on. You wanna see how good life is? All you really need is some guidance. The ones close to you may not like it. That's cool, cause pretty soon, them fools gon' see that you were a diamond.
Life too short, can't let it all pass. When I feel down, meditate on the grass. Think about life like it ain't that bad. Looking at your face like, why a nigga mad? Nigga, you better get in your bag. You can do whatever, nigga, get off your way. I don't watch time cause it go too fast. I don't watch time cause it go too fast. I heard niggas don't like how I'm living. Tell you how I feel, I don't care how you feel. Need to raise your vibration and get about your feelings. Nigga, you a god, you can manifest a million. You can feel my vibes when I walk into the building. I ain't stressed out, little nigga, I'm chillin'. Even on a cloudy day, you can catch me grillin'. Man, the vibe so high, about to go through the ceiling. Yeah, spirit guys talking like you better go get it. I don't care what you doing, I just mind my business. I just keep good vibes, that's the way I'm living. I'ma light my sage when I feel that tension. It's a good ass day, nigga, why you trip? Universe be talking, I hope you listen. If you keep this up, then you know I'm dead. Won't feel your vibes, won't be no fit. All your problems in your life, need to let it all go. Everything your fault, you the one in control. Bad vibes in your life, better throw them bows. Don't you ever let nobody stop your glow. Life one big stage, nigga, this your show. If you didn't know then, nigga, now you know. Only way to go is up when you start from the flow. Need to calm your mind, better heal your soul. And don't talk about it, nigga, do that shit. Every bad day, I bet you get through that shit. And control your mind before you lose that shit. You gotta hold on peace, don't lose that grip. Keep your head up, my bro, you can make it. You a god, so I know you can take. Them bad vibes in your life gotta shake. That sweet life coming soon, I can taste. Life too short, can't let it all pass. When I feel down, meditate on the grass. Think about life like it ain't that bad. Looking at your face like, why a nigga mad? Nigga, you better get in your bag. You can do whatever, nigga, get off your way. I don't watch time cause it go too fast. I don't watch time cause it go too fast.
The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio freestyles. Aniko in the building. I'm gonna step out. They gonna step in. All right, let's go.
Saying a prayer. I want you speaking in tongues, that's why they call me the Slayer. I want you singing like hymns, had you laid out like a cross. I need to flex for a minute, I need to know what it costs. Yeah, I'm on a wave, yeah, I don't behave. Always do what I say, these niggas is fool. These bitches is gravy, now your bitch going crazy. These bitches tryna sex me, these bitches tryna hex me. I'm finna shake it up, bitch, I'ma break it up. Watch your mouth when you talk to me, yeah. God body, God body. I got a God body. I'm above all the shit you see. God body, yeah, God body, yeah, no. I got a God body. Call me niche, call me deity. God body, yeah, God body. No, no, I got a God body. Tell these bitches don't play with me. No, no, God body, no, God body, yeah, no. I got a God body. Everybody wanna be me. Every time somebody see me, now they seeing angel numbers. I don't gotta check the numbers. No, I do not need to come up. I'm in a chair getting done up. I'm Brooklyn born with Jamaican blood. You do not want my demons to run up. I don't talk about action. I needed info, no fraction. She do it at me, no asking. Had to tell you, bitch, beat it like Jackson. Now I'm in a cherry and laughing. Now she in my DMs laughing. You fucking with a god, goddammit. I'm in it to win a no raffle. I got a god body. I'm above all that shit you see. Hey, no god body, that god body, no war. I got a god body. Call me Liz, call me deity. Hey, that god body, no god body, no. I got a god body. Tell these bitches don't play with me. No, god body, no god body. Yeah, I got a god body. I got a god body. got a God body. God body. God body. Yeah, I got a God body.
Learn to cloud surf while never leaving Earth. 10 toes firmly planted in the dirt for what it's worth. See my life flash before my eyes a couple times. So I'd be lying if I said I don't believe in the divine. For reasons we can't find, the truth will probably blow our minds. This energy in the universe send chills down your spine. Had a talk with a goddess about human design. Pull my coat to how I need to get my chakras aligned. Gotta break some bad habits, it's addition by subtraction. Move away from bad actors, trying to leech off your action. It's the laws of attraction, gotta see it before it happens. Gotta believe it with a passion, then receive this beautiful madness. Find a pattern in the chaos, their assessment was way off. You build it from the ground up, you own it, so ain't no layoffs. Your energy is equity, cashing on your day off. Hope to reach a couple souls, it's all a part of the payoff.